and sent to the concentration camp and exterminated. Pius XII knew this. He knew that if he came out publicly and said something like that, the Nazi response would be, worse persecution of the Jews. In some sense, not possible, but still, actually, it still was possible because the Nazis actually they were not as rough on the Jews in Rome as they could have been. And the vast majority, by the way, very few of Rome's Jews perished in the Holocaust. I don't remember what the number was, but only a few percentage were deported, and at least 90% lived through the war. And part of that was because there was this delicate dance going on between the Nazi authorities and Pius XII, where basically the Nazis knew that if they did everything they could against the Jews in Rome, there would be less holding the Pope back from the virulence of his public statements, so there was this kind of delicate dance going on. What else can I say about it? The chief rabbi of Rome, I'll tell this story, I don't think I told it yesterday, was Israel Zoli. He's in Honey from the Rock, which I'm not trying to sell, right? But anyway, he was the chief rabbi of Rome when, I didn't tell this story yesterday, did I? Because I told it to somebody. When the Nazis took Rome, they told the Jewish community, you have 48 hours to come up with 50 kilograms of gold, or else we'll deport all of the Jews to the concentration camps. The chief rabbi of Rome ran around the community. He tried to raise all the gold he could. Everybody contributed all their gold jewelry and so forth. It didn't come up to 50 kilos. It was maybe 30 kilos. He went to Pius XII. Pius XII said, don't worry about it. The Vatican will make up anything that's lacking in the 50 kilos. After the war, that's right. I mean, this is what Pius XII really did. After the war, Zoli entered the Catholic Church. He was baptized, became a Catholic. His conversion was real. It was due to, the whole story is in the book, but it's a very beautiful story. It actually began when he was a child, but it culminated. He was celebrating the highest liturgy of the Jewish year in the synagogue of Rome, the Yom Kippur service. He was up on the pulpit celebrating the Yom Kippur service as rabbi. He looks out across the congregation. The congregation disappears. All he sees is like this field surrounded by clouds. He sees Jesus walking towards him, saying, this is the last time you'll be doing this. And he gives his assent and says, okay, Lord, if that's what you want, this is the last time I'll be doing this. And so anyway, it was not a light conversion. But anyway, after the war, when he became Catholic, he took the baptismal name Eugenio, which was Pius XII's Christian name, to honor Pius XII and all he had done to save the Jews during the war. So anyway, that's it. The next question, I think, will have to be the last.
Actually, the tape was only 45 minutes. You got another 15, if you'd like to do it.
Okay, that's okay. I'm happy.
We'll take a question over here. I'm too old for this.
I was just wondering whether you could inform us with all your research when the second coming would be.
That's a trick question. That's a trick question. There are two things that Jesus says about that. One is, of course, no man knows the day or the hour, but only your Father in heaven. But the other thing he says is, don't be hypocrites. You can read the signs of the times. You can tell when spring is coming by the fig tree going into bloom. Don't pretend you can't. I'm giving you the signs of the times. I believe, I could be wrong. Not only could I be wrong by 3,000 years, but St. Paul was wrong, right? St. Paul said, if you ask me, it doesn't pay to marry and have children because we're the last generation, right? And the second coming is going to be in a few years. So I figure if St. Paul was wrong about it by at least 2,000 years, I can be wrong about it, right? But frankly, I think I'm going to live to see it. If I live. But I think we're in the times leading up to the second coming. But don't take me seriously. I'm just giving an honest answer of what I believe, but I don't say it with it's not on the basis of research. I can't put together all of the different prophecies. I can't put together the era of peace, which is a a very serious issue of what's going on with that and how long will that last and so forth. I want to live as though I'll tell the truth. I want to live as though I'm doing what I can to prepare the world for the second coming. And if I'm wrong, I don't mind at all. That's all I can say. Hi. Well, this morning I said thanks for coming.